Paul Leonard Newman was born into a wealthy family. His father, Arthur Sigmund Newman Sr., owned a sporting goods shop in Shaker Heights, Ohio. Being Jewish on his father's side, Newman never hid his origins and early in his career refused to change his name to a less Jewish one. Paul became interested in acting in high school, and his mother Teresa, a great lover of the theater, encouraged this hobby. However, his father considered this occupation impractical, and he was not happy that Paul chose drama as his specialty in college. He was dissatisfied with the early marriage of his son, who in 1949 married a young actress Jackie Vitter, a colleague at work in the Summer Theatre. Newman would later say that one of his biggest regrets in life was that his father didn't see him succeed and always considered his son a slacker. In 1943, Paul joined the naval training program at Yale University. He wanted to become a pilot, but he was not enrolled in the course because he was colorblind. Newman then trained as a radio operator and tail gunner, and in 1944 he was sent to a naval base in Hawaii, and from there to a torpedo squadron in the Pacific. He later served on the aircraft carrier Bunker Hill and flew an Avenger bomber as a gunner. Newman left military service in 1946. Despite his father's disapproval, Newman was determined to connect his life with the theater, but at the same time he was intimidated by the fact that this profession requires such emotional involvement. So after the war he enrolled at the Yale School of Drama and concentrated on directing, but continued to play in several summer troupes. He got to the audition for the Actors Studio by accident, having come there in company with a friend. As often happens in such cases, he was enrolled, and she, not. So Newman found himself on the same course with Marlon Brando, James Dean and other future stars. With actress Joanne Woodward Newman met in 1953, when both participated in the production of the play Picnic. It was his Broadway debut, and she was one of the understudies. They liked each other immediately, but Paul was married, so the next few years the young people spent avoiding meeting, which was not so easy, as Miss Woodward also enrolled in the Actors Studio. The next time fate brought them together on the set of the film Long Hot Summer in 1957, and then Paul divorced his first wife. The following year he and Joan married and lived together for 50 years, until his death. They were screen partners in 10 films, and in 1968 Newman directed Rachel for his wife, which earned her a second Oscar nomination. He later cast her in 3 more of his directorial efforts. Paul and Joan recognized that their married life had not always been peaceful. They were very different people. She loved opera and ballet, and he loved silly pranks and racing cars. However, after each quarrel the spouses realized with renewed vigor that they did not want to lose each other. So one day, in the heart of jumping out of the house, Newman immediately returned and on the threshold explained to his wife that he realized, to go away from her nowhere. Success and audience love. Newman brought his third film, a sports drama Someone Up There Loves Me, where he replaced the dead James Dean in the role of a young boxer Rocky Graziano. Critics, however, were skeptical, comparing Paul to Brando and concluding that the second Brando in the cinema is not needed. In addition, can be a good actor someone so handsome? The right facial features and bright blue eyes, on the one hand, helped Newman quickly become popular, but on the other, overshadowed his other qualities. However, in the same 1958 came out the film adaptation of Tennessee Williams' play Cat on a Hot Tin Roof by Richard Brooks, for which Newman received his first Oscar nomination. He earned his second for Robert Rosen's The Billiard Player. In 1968, Newman received the role of motor racing Frank Capua in the film James Goldstein Winners. Joanne Woodward played the wife of the hero, cheating on him with his main rival on the track. To prepare for filming, Paul was sent to a racing course, and he found that it was the only sport he was good at. Racing became his passion. On his 70th birthday, he gave himself the gift of competing in the 24 Hours of Daytona and became the oldest driver on the winning team at the time. Another 10 years later he competed in the event again, and at age 81 he won the race at the Lime Rock Park track. Along with driver Bill Freeman, Newman also formed his own team, Newman Freeman Racing, which was successful in national championships. Newman has been nominated 9 times for acting Oscars, but has only won once. In total, Newman collected 8 nominations for Best Actor and 1 more. for his supporting role in the film Sam Mendes' The Damned Way, where he last appeared on the big screen. Another nomination, producer, he received a picture Rachel, nominated for Best Film in 1969. In 1986, after 6 times when Newman left the Oscar ceremony empty-handed, the Film Academy decided to give him a consolation honorable Oscar. In his pre-recorded thank you speech, Paul joked, "I am especially grateful that this statuette does not come with a gift certificate from Forest Lawn, a Hollywood funeral firm." The following year after this black joke, he was nominated again, for his role in Martin Scorsese's The Color of Money, the sequel to The Billiard Player. The 7th time was a success, and Newman finally carried away his long-deserved prize. In 1994, he also received the Jean Hersholt Special Award, which the Film Academy presents for outstanding contributions to humanitarianism. In 1982, almost as a joke, he decided to start selling salad dressing, which he made himself, bottled and gave to friends at Christmas. This is how the Newman's own brand came into being, co-founded by Paul's friend, the writer Aaron Edward Hochner. The company grew to produce lemonade, popcorn, spaghetti sauce, wine, sweets and organic products. This division, which later became a separate business, was created by Newman's daughter Nell. Newman's own donates all of its after-tax profits to charity. More than $550 million has been donated to various organizations since the company was founded. Newman was active in philanthropy and established several foundations that continue to operate after his death. In 1978, Paul and Jackie Vitter's eldest son Scott, also an actor, died of a drug overdose. He was only 28 years old. In his memory, Newman founded the Scott Newman Education Center, which works to prevent drug abuse among children and adolescents. The center also operates a network of rehabilitation summer camps for families dealing with the consequences of alcohol and drug abuse. In 1988, Newman founded the Hole in the Wall Gang Summer Camp, named after the gang from his film Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. It was intended as a free holiday for children with cancer and other serious illnesses. The camp later became a year-round camp and hospitals and other institutions joined the organization. Every year it helps more than 20,000 children and their families. Now such camps operate not only in the United States, but also in France, Ireland and Israel.